And welcome back. After 2 years of pandemic isolation, as well as anxiety and grief, mental health has never been more important. Nationally, older adults commonly reported depression, anxiety, and poor sleep during the COVID-19 pandemic. BronxWorks is committed to ensuring that the elderlies, well, I should say the Bronx elderly, live out their golden years with respect, as well as dignity they deserve. Now, what initiatives they've actually taken to assist those in need? Joining us now and sharing more details, we're pleased to have the Department Director of Senior Services at BronxWorks, Maria Rivera. And Maria, glad to have you here with us on Open.
Thank you for asking me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I want to talk to you a little bit about this because when we talk about older adults and mental health, I gave a little bit of a lead in because the last couple of years, as we said, has been very, very traumatizing for a lot. From your experience, what are you hearing from people?
Yeah, so I think the pandemic affected all of us, but seniors most often are already isolated. Many family members move away, they live alone, they have very few social supports, which is why the older adult centers are important, so that they can, speak with their peers. So we found that many seniors became very depressed. They were anxiety filled, not knowing what's the future, because of the pandemic. They lost a lot of their friends. They lost a lot of support. So what we were doing is we were calling many of these seniors. We had like a calling tree, and the staff and I, we just Zoomed, all of us just got on the phones and started calling people to try to alleviate the anxiety and trying to ask them what kind of supports that they need. So it was traumatic for a lot of people, but older adults, it was more so because they already had little social supports, and a lot of them were already socially isolated.
So for you, having an opportunity to talk to some of these people, the ones who have anxiety, the ones who literally lack loved ones and that support, what difference did that make from your perspective in their lives, given the fact that maybe they didn't have somebody to talk to?
Well, they appreciated us calling them. They also told us their needs. We found many of them were locked in. They couldn't get food. They had a lot of food insecurity. They needed PPEs. And so what we did is we took our bus, since our centers were closed, we took our 14-passenger bus, we filled it with bags of pantry, with PPE, and we went to these seniors' homes. We put the stuff in front of their door, we'll knock on the door, and we will walk away. So they appreciated a lot of our work because we were able to fill those needs for some of those seniors. And then we spoke to them on the phone. Some of them, we were also able to enroll them in tablets. We gave them tablets or iPads. We over the phone, it was difficult, but over the phone, we gave them instructions on how to use the tablets and iPads so they can participate in classes with us, like meditation and even exercise and even an art class. It was a difficult feat, but we were able to really give a lot of services virtually.
Amazing. And congratulations on that, really being able to service our most vulnerable population at a time that's really, really, really needed. When we talk about mental health and older adults, a lot of stigma it's usually associated with that. Talk to us about what are some of the stigmas that are associated when we talk about mental health in older adults.
Well, also cultural, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Some of my people, think it's, if you get some help, you might be loca, but we spent many, many years eliminating the stigma from our older adult centers, except that during the pandemic, that's almost 2 years, we felt that we were going to lose that battle of people feeling stigma again. However, what ended up happening is that everybody realized that everybody was going through some depression or anxiety, and that everybody at some time or another needs some help, mental health. So it sort of was, we didn't see the stigma return, which was great. And we do have a lot of people participating in now virtual support groups for the people that still do not feel comfortable in returning to the older adult center. And then we have in person, and then we have both. So I think that we're trying to provide the best services we can to as many people as we can, because we can have a lot more people in our groups when we do them virtually. So, but I don't think the stigma really has returned, because I think they realize everybody needs some help.
Yeah. Maria, allow me to dial back for a minute, because BronxWorks does offer a variety of different support services for seniors. So you are the director of senior developmental, department director, I should say, for senior services. Take a moment, if you will, for our Bronx viewers and our New York City viewers, and give us a little bit of insight into some of the programs that you offer and things that are available to seniors that maybe a family member out there might say, listen, that might be good for my parents, my grandparents, or a loved one.
Right. So our department has really grown. We used to have 4 senior centers in a NORC. A NORC is a naturally occurring retirement community. We now have 8 senior centers and 2 NORCs. And within those programs, we offer education, recreational service, a programming, whether virtual, in person, or hybrid. We also do transportation. We have a bus that we can take them shopping. Their favorite shopping trip is Walmart. We also have an elder abuse program. We have a minor repair program. We have a senior housing assistance program. We also have a crime victims legal service program. So if you're an elder, and even if you're not an elder, we also have a crime victim legal department now, where they can deal with, order of protections and all the stuff like that. Trying to remember everything we had. And we have the geriatric mental health, which is the program that we screen for depression, anxiety, abuse, and alcohol abuse. And that's when we provide the one-to-one counseling, or we provide support counseling.
Right now, I know that we're in a better shape. I know they've upped the level as far as our COVID-19 level being raised back up to medium, but yet and still we're seeing more mobility, more people becoming outside and active. Are seniors taking more advantage of being in person now, or are they pretty much still staying isolated given the fact that we're at higher levels?
Okay, so we thought that we would get a rush of people when we opened up at 100%, but we're not seeing that. So I guess that seniors are still reluctant to return. Especially because we cannot mandate a vaccination to come in to the center, so we can have both vaccinated and unvaccinated people. However, they do come out for pantry, so we have upped the pantry. We also have now we went from, I think, 3 pantries to 7 pantries, food pantries. So we do take advantage that when we see them on pantry lines, when they come here, we give them our calendar of events. We give them flyers for events. So we want to let them know when they're ready, they can return whenever they want. And these are programming that they might want to participate in, especially art class, computer classes, exercise classes in person. So we take advantage of the pantry in order to let them know that there are programming, and whenever they're ready to come back, they can. And if they have any anxiety or anything, they can talk to a counselor.
Yeah. Maria Rivera, who is Department Director at BronxWorks, we want to thank you so much for the work that you're doing in the area of senior services and for our Bronxites. A great opportunity to tap into some much needed services that are available for our seniors, particularly at a time like this. Maria, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much. And you can always go on our website to look up all our programming.
Yeah, and so for people who want to know exactly what that website is, all you got to do is go to BronxWorks.org, and then also follow them on Instagram and Twitter at BronxWorks. All right, well, we're taking a quick break. We've got more open. Don't go anywhere. We're returning right after this.